Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome to This Week in Foosball. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sitting here with Mr. Farid Lounas, the president of the ITSF. It's been a couple of years since we talked, right? Back in Vegas about 3 years ago?
Something like this, yes.
Somewhere?
With Barry, I think.
How things have been going?
It's okay.
Yeah. Do you think things are getting better since then?
In USA? In the world?
USA, in the world, as a whole, how things going?
It's getting better and better. Not necessarily on table soccer development in general, but the image of table soccer, football, the image start to change. People understand that this is a game, of course, and this is also a sport. So that's interesting because there are more and more people, most in Europe and in Asia maybe, who are involved in how can help, how can develop table soccer, how can maybe have my family or my company involved in table soccer. So yes, it's interesting.
I'm glad you said the image, because that's really, I think, the key. That's the most important thing right now, is the image. A lot of people tend to think of foosball as something that they played while they were drinking in college or in a bar somewhere, and kind of degrades the legitimacy of the game, as a whole because of that. And so I think it's important that the image be presented to the general public without that stigma attached to it.
I think we have to be careful. I care a lot about the sport aspect, the television aspect. I think it's important. But I care also about the leisure aspect. Table soccer is a game. It's important to have a maximum of people to have fun to play table soccer. This is, when you manage a federation, which country I don't care, but when you manage a federation, you have to care about the people who play table soccer, like here, competition. Yes, this is important. We all do it, so it's easy to care about them, because we are also players. But the most important is to care about the people who live in the country and who want to play table soccer. They want to have an opportunity. How do you get them this opportunity? What are you doing to help them to play? This is a question you have to tell you every day.
Well, you don't think that a lot of that burden falls on the shoulders of the manufacturer? Because bottom line, it's just a product that's being sold to the general public, and realistically, it's up to the manufacturer to create the image for that product that they're selling to the demographic that they're trying to sell it to, so that it appeals to them to be able to sell it.
It also appeals to them, but to sell tables, not to have a maximum people who play table soccer. It's the main goal when you are manufacturers, you are a company, you are here to make profit. It makes sense, it's normal, because there is also people who are paid behind this. So you have to pay the salaries every day. So that's important that you care about the sales.
Right.
And yes, in general, more you sell, more people play.
Right.
So if you think a little, you can say yes. There is the two organizations cannot cross, manufacturers and federations. But more players in the federation, more tables sold. More tables sold, more players. So there is interest together, but be careful, it's not their goal. Their goal is to make profit. The goal of the organization, the federation, is no profit. So they have to care about the people.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that really is a key point that strikes home, especially here in America, when you say that the manufacturers and the people shouldn't cross like that. They need to enjoy the game. Well, a big issue here in America is the 3-man versus the 1-man goalie, and that creates conflict, which is completely opposite of what you because that causes that crossing right there. So I don't know. You think it might be better to just let the different countries be their own unique entity, their own style, their own way of playing, and then also having the international side of it as well that combines everything to a certain degree, meaning that, you know, Americans, they love the three-man goal, and in Europe they love the one-man because it's more traditional to the game, soccer, which is understandable. But it creates conflict when you try to change that, which causes people to not want to play.
There is 2 points in your questions. First point is one-man goalie or three-man goalie on tornado table. Okay, as you know, ITSF made the decision for some tournaments to have one-man goalie and some other tournaments to have a three-man goalie. To make a period of test, a period of I don't know what is the word in English, sorry. Experimentation maybe, I don't know exactly. So we can say we're coming at the end. So before the end of this summer or something like this, a decision will be made about this. So I cannot say anymore until there is a...
Same thing with the serve. I mean, you know, it just seems like it would be a lot easier to let each individual country be its own individual country.
Yeah,
and then when you converge all the countries, these are the set of rules you have to play on the international level.
That's why I will say there is 2 points. The first point is this one. Serve is something different. It's about rules of the game, international rules of the game. So I will let commissions answer to these questions, you know, about rules about the game in general. And they are very efficient, do a very good job, so we have to care about this. Even if there is still a lot of issues about the rules, it's very important. We care, every player care. But the second aspect of your question is local tables, national tables maybe, local tables, local rules, local organization, and ITSF. I still think, I will answer after why, that we are unfair, you know, with all these countries. We are unfair. Why? 90% of the people are not playing on the official or organized tables. 90% of the world. Okay. If you know a little table soccer in different countries, in Spain this is the figure are with legs. In Greece it's a big figure. In Argentina it's aluminium, very small, you know, with arena and everything, etc., etc. More than 300 different tables, kind of tables. So, how are we sure that everybody have a chance to play this game, play traditionally? Of course, each federation can organize these tournaments, the national championships, everything else on this table. Okay, qualifies the players to the World Championships on this table. Of course, it's traditional. But when you go to the international level, you need to decide, okay, we cannot ask players to practice on 100 tables. It's just crazy, so nobody try, you know? So we have to choose the 5 official tables, you know? The 5 official tables, so it helps to say, okay, I will practice on these tables if I have the energy to do it. You know, international level, it's not for all players. It's for
the elite.
The elite of players. Or some players who want to, because this is the main idea of ITSF. Some players want to travel or know other people who have the same passion.